Tuesday, the 7th day of February 2023. Hello there and welcome to News Tonight here on UBC TV. On sign language, it is Mogalo Mohammed and I am Rukidi Edward Kiijanangoma. We are coming to you live online and on air from Broadcast House here on Nile Avenue. Now, President Yoweri Museveni has been deeply saddened by the deaths and loss of property in Turkey and Syria following a devastating earthquake that has claimed over 4,000 lives. In a Twitter message, President Museveni wrote that Ugandans are with the families who lost their loved ones. We're still working on that story. We'll give it to you in our subsequent bulletin. The First Lady and Minister for Education and Sports, Mrs. Janet Kataha Museveni, made a visit to St. Luke Nkumba Primary School in Katabi Town Council to check on the work of facelifting and restoring the school facilities that she commissioned during the December school holiday break. We have more in this story.
Works undertaken at the school include the facelifting and painting of the administration block, staff room, classroom blocks, main hall, nursery block and kitchen, plus construction of a VIP latrine facility for the pupils and another for the staff. At the school, Mrs. Janet Museveni was taken on a tour of the renovated premises and later held a brief meeting with the representatives of the school management team, staff and local leaders of the area. The First Lady said that her visit was a follow-up on the pledge she made to facelift the facilities at St. Luke Nkumba, which she found in appalling state when she made an abrupt stopover at the school in September last year.
When I saw this school that time, I just realized it had as much needs as I've known to see in many areas in this country. But I wanted to make it a little more rehabilitated or restored so that when the children come out of the break they are in, they find a difference in the school.
She noted that so many schools in the country have not been rehabilitated over many years, and many times learners are found in classrooms that should not be called classrooms at all. She said that this is because the Ministry of Education and Sports does not have sufficient funds at hand to rehabilitate all the schools at a go.
There are many schools that have so much need, but my hands are tied, and it is so painful to see things that require work to be done or restoration to be provided, and you find you can't do anything about it. I believe in a living God. I think He is taking us on a journey as a country. He's walking with us, and I believe that He'll get us to where we must be as a country, where we can all feel proud to be Ugandans.
St. Luke began as a Church of Uganda project in 1963 and was taken over by government in 2000. The school, which is located on the way to Kasenyi landing site, has a total enrollment of 496 learners, comprising of 242 boys and 254 girls, with only 7 teachers, the head teacher inclusive. The headmistress highlighted challenges facing the school, including shortage of furniture for both the learners and staff, understaffing, lack of staff quarters, and an incomplete school fence, among others. On his part, the Mayor Katabi Town Council, Ronald Kalema, thanked government for its effort to make all Ugandans' children access education. He reported that Katabi, which comprises of 5 parishes, has 14 government-aided primary schools and 1 secondary school. He also held the new curriculum, which enables learners to learn progressively. Reporting for UBC, Baguma William.
Police have rescued 59 victims from an ADF cell in Butaleja district. A police spokesperson, Fred Enanga, has confirmed the arrest of 9 ADF suspects during this intelligence-led operation, where several guns were also recovered.
Rescued victims, including juveniles who were recruited into terrorism activities from different regions of the country, promising them scholarships and jobs abroad.
So we managed to raid this space, which was acting as a domain for recruitment. It was also a collection center for children who are introduced to ideological messages and beliefs.
Police have embarked on the process of reuniting victims to their families with the intent of investigating families' connection to ADF.
Because we believe some of them could be recruiting agents as well. And like for instance, there was a 15-year-old victim. Her parents didn't tell her where they were taking her. And they drove her all the way they transported her all the way from Barara up to that place in Butaleja, and they dumped her there.
In this intelligence-led operation, 2 female suspects were arrested and are connected to the recent attack on the Busika police post.
The 2 females are wives to the 4 suspects whom we charged to court, Katende and his group, who attacked Busika and killed 2 police officers, robbed 2 guns. So these are the wives. They had now joined that ADF cell in Butalej.
In other operations, police recovered 10 guns out of the 12 guns that were stolen during the recent wave of police post attacks. These have been recovered mainly from the ADF suspects and from the suspected rebels of the Uganda Coalition Forces of Change.
Of the 12 guns, we've so far recovered 10 guns. We recovered 1 gun in Wakiso. We recovered the 2 guns which were robbed after 2 police officers were killed in Busunju. Now, most of these guns were recovered amongst the ADF suspects who were arrested.
In Arua district, police arrested Sabil Sludge, who has made it a habit to extort money from parents, especially during the period of opening the education period, promising them scholarships. During the operation, 22 pupils were rescued.
Has been a habitual child trafficker and fraudster, and this has been the 3rd occasion that he has been defrauding very innocent parents and victimizing pupils and students in the West Nile districts of Arua, Maracha, and Nebi. He has been actively involved in fleecing parents of their hard-earned incomes under the guise of securing scholarships and sponsorships for them in some of the schools within Kampala and Wakiso.
The same man was arrested in the previous 2 years over the same charges, while in Maracha district, though was granted a court bail. Parents are advised to be vigilant during this hard economic situation over empty promises. Abdul Nasir Lobama and Mario Nawori for UBC.
Let's now take a short break and we'll return with much more.
It's super fast internet. Oh, it's a super camera. It's a super battery.
Phone battery full.
Yeah, it's a super deal. Get the Kabode Super from MTN now at a reduced initial deposit of only 49,000 shillings and pay the balance in Pola for as low as 833 shillings per day. Grab this Super Kabode deal this Christmas and get 2 GB of free MTN data every month for 8 months. Get the Kabode Super now from any MTN shop countrywide. Everywhere you go, MTN. Regulated by UCC.
At Timex Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat, exercise profile to adopt, and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nassa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Bara and Jinja.
The festive season is here and it's Christmas in 4G from Airtel. Airtel. Get the most affordable 4G smartphone in Uganda, now heavily discounted from 250,000 shillings to 150,000 shillings only. Yes! 150,000 shillings only to keep you connected to your loved ones this holiday season.
Dial *175*94# to activate free 1 GB instantly and 100% double data on all weekly and monthly bundles for 3 months. Get one today while stock lasts from the nearest Airtel shop. Happy holidays this festive season with Airtel, the smartphone network.
It's true what people say, that when I wash and you wash your hands with soap, we'll have less infections as Ugandans. After all, it's hands that handle money. It's hands that feed us. Hands that prepare soil for farming. Hands that we use to learn. And hands that we use for fun.
When I wash and you wash, it means clean hands for all. So, wash your hands with soap and clean water regularly to keep away infections and disease-causing germs. This message is from the National Hand Washing Secretariat with support from UNICEF.
Are you tired of high fees and slow transfer time when sending money? Look no further. Airtel Money is here to revolutionize the way you move your money. We have revised our rates, and now sending money from Airtel to other networks in Uganda, East Africa, and to the rest of the world has never been more affordable. Plus, you can trust Airtel Money to get your money where it needs to go quickly and safely. Simply dial *185# and start sending money. Switch to Airtel Money today and experience unbeatable rates and top-notch services for all your local and international money transfer needs. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Molt Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.mt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Mood Technologies, your professional research firm.
It's super fast internet. Oh, it's a super camera. It's a super battery.
Phone battery full.
Yeah, it's a super deal. Get the Kabode Super from MTN now at a reduced initial deposit of only 49,000 shillings and pay the balance in Pola for as low as 833 shillings per day. Grab this Super Kabode deal this Christmas and get 2 GB of free MTN data every month for 8 months. Get the Kabode Super now from any MTN shop countrywide. Everywhere you go, MTN.
Regulated by UCC.
It's super fast internet. Oh, it's a super camera. It's a super battery.
Phone battery full.
Yeah, it's a super deal. Get the Kabode Super from MTN now at a reduced initial deposit of only 49,000 shillings and pay the balance in Pola for as low as 833 shillings per day. Grab this Super Kabode deal this Christmas and get 2 GB of free MTN data every month for 8 months. Get the Kabode Super now from any MTN shop countrywide. Everywhere you go, MTN.
Regulated by UCC.
Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat, exercise profile to adopt, and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nassa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Bara and Jinja.
Are you tired of high fees and slow transfer time when sending money? Look no further. Airtel Money is here to revolutionize the way you move your money. We have revised our rates, and now sending money from Airtel to other networks in Uganda, East Africa, and to the rest of the world has never been more affordable. Plus, you can trust Airtel Money to get your money where it needs to go quickly and safely. Simply dial *185# and start sending money. Switch to Airtel Money today and experience unbeatable rates and top-notch services for all your local and international money transfer needs. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Molt Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.mt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Mood Technologies, your professional research firm.
It's super fast internet. Oh, it's a super camera. It's a super battery.
Phone battery full.
Yeah, it's a super deal. Get the Kabode Super from MTN now at a reduced initial deposit of only 49,000 shillings and pay the balance in Pola for as low as 833 shillings per day. Grab this Super Kabode deal this Christmas and get 2 GB of free MTN data every month for 8 months. Get the Kabode Super now from any MTN shop countrywide. Everywhere you go, MTN.
Regulated by UCC.
It's true what people say, that when I wash and you wash your hands with soap, we'll have less infections as Ugandans. After all, it's hands that handle money. It's hands that feed us. Hands that prepare soil for farming. Hands that we use to learn. And hands that we use for fun.
When I wash and you wash, it means clean hands for all. So, wash your hands with soap and clean water regularly to keep away infections and disease-causing germs. This message is from the National Hand Washing Secretariat with support from UNICEF.
Are you tired of high fees and slow transfer time when sending money? Look no further. Airtel Money is here to revolutionize the way you move your money. We have revised our rates, and now sending money from Airtel to other networks in Uganda, East Africa, and to the rest of the world has never been more affordable. Plus, you can trust Airtel Money to get your money where it needs to go quickly and safely. Simply dial *185# and start sending money. Switch to Airtel Money today and experience unbeatable rates and top-notch services for all your local and international money transfer needs. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
It's true what people say, that when I wash and you wash your hands with soap, we'll have less infections as Ugandans. After all, it's hands that handle money. It's hands that feed us. Hands that prepare soil for farming. Hands that we use to learn. and hands that we use for fun.
When I wash and you wash, it means clean hands for all. So, wash your hands with soap and clean water regularly to keep away infections and disease-causing germs. This message is from the National Hand Washing Secretariat with support from UNICEF.
Frantz Fanon said, "Each generation must, out of relative obscurity, discover its mission, fulfill it, or betray it." I know a man who, in fulfilling his life's mission, has raised the foundations of many generations.
With Kampala captured and the leader of the National Resistance Army, Yoweri Museveni, now president, their task is to move forward until they make contact with the UNLA troops.
Do you see the NRM as being naturally aligned to either the East or the West in particular?
No, we are aligned with Uganda and with Africa. This assumption of the Western countries or of some outside countries that we must either be for the East or for the West is actually racist, to say the least, because we have got our own interests, and these are the ones we are pushing. And if we have got allies, those who agree with us, as far as our interests are concerned, then they are our friends.
Welcome back from that long break. Let's continue with our news now. And our government, through President Yoweri Museveni, is committing more deliberate support to Uganda's private sector in a bid to spur industrial and export growth in the coming years. This was highlighted at the launch of the forthcoming 3-day Uganda-South Africa Trade, Tourism and Investment Summit, which will commence on the 27th of February 2023 in Pretoria, South Africa. We have more in this story.
As Uganda strives to build a self-sustaining and integrated economy, South Africa continues to show trade potential through increased foreign direct investment and exponential growth in trade volumes.
We are going to make sure that we put these products in the right way and meet the demand that you've created that side. We are happy to hear the demand. Even before we arrive in South Africa, you're doing an excellent job for your country and for your government, and for us as government and our private sector will take advantage of it and make sure that we export in that market.
Despite having a long-standing and favorable balance of trade, the value of Ugandan exports to South Africa in financial year 2017-18 stood at $8.9 million US, in financial year 2018-2019 at $9.9 million US. It reduced to $6.67 million US in financial year 2019-2020 due to the pandemic, only to pick up to $16.53 million US in financial year 2020-21 and $27.34 million US in financial year 2021-22.
There will be opportunity for Uganda to make a case to present the bankable projects and the opportunities that we have to the government of South Africa and to the private sector but there will also be opportunity for business-to-business engagements.
You have the River Nile, you have the Machon Falls, you have the Gorillas, you have the Rwenzori. This is for our flight compared to somebody going to Europe and America. Why don't we tap into this?
Already, 160 Ugandan private businesses have confirmed their participation. However, government is optimistic in setting up a new leveled ground for Uganda to achieve favorable trade balances with South Africa.
I've just come from a meeting with the sugar people. If we don't organize our sugar industry, we cannot get the $200 million we require because the sugar sector is disorganized. New licensees come in without dealing with the old ones. We cannibalize what is there. So these discussions have to be granular and have to be brutal. We can't waste any more time.
So the Europeans are trading mostly with each other. Intra-Asia trade is at 60% or so, but intra-Africa trade is less than 15%, which means all our trade, most of our countries, we trade with Europe, we trade with America, we trade with China. We don't trade so much amongst ourselves. So this agreement is meant to encourage African countries to trade with one another.
The main exports of Uganda to South Africa are unprocessed tobacco, coffee and packed medicaments, while gold, delivery trucks and hot-rolled iron are the major imports. Wadulo McArnold, UBC News in Kampala.
Uganda People's Defence Forces continue to be lauded as a Pan-African force that has exported peace to some troubled nations. Our former Prime Minister, Right Honourable Amama Mbabazi, says one of the pillars of the struggle for Uganda's liberation was Pan-Africanism, which Uganda continues to exhibit. Now, the presence of Uganda's troops in Somalia has seen positive results, which historical and other leaders say ought to be appreciated. Henry Okrot reports.
When we visited Somalia sometime in September 2019, this is part of what we found. Capacity building was ongoing to enable the people of Somalia take over their own security. This was happening at a time the African Union mission to Somalia was nearing its end.
So ours is to speak and say, let's create the necessary conditions, okay, for AMISOM exit. AMISOM is not intending to leave. AMISOM is compelled to leave.
The transition has since taken place, with African Transition Mission in Somalia taking over from AMISOM. Uganda People's Defence Forces continues to be part of ATMIS, a mission to pacify Somalia.
I think for us, UPDF has done a great job, and that's why the people of Somalia are enjoying the peace that they have. Without UPDF, by the way, I don't think that Somalia can have a government. For me, we need only to support them, to give them the requirement, the budget that they have, because when Somalia is suffering, Uganda is equally suffering.
This is done in the Pan-African spirit, which was part of the pillars of Uganda's liberation struggle in the 1980s. Former Prime Minister Amama Mbabazi was part of the struggle.
We, as revolutionaries, have a duty to support revolutions in Africa for change, because we all know that in Africa, the conditions are not very different from what Uganda was before.
It is this same Pan-African spirit that saw the sailing through Parliament the idea of the Ugandan army going to Somalia. Edward Kiwanuka Sekandi was the speaker, while Dr. Chris Baryomunsi was one of the members of Parliament when the motion was passed.
Therefore, you can say it has been resisted. It has faced many challenges, but those challenges have not been able to break it.
We believe that Uganda should not be an island
and live on its own. We recognize that other black Africans are our sisters and brothers. That is why when there is trouble in Somalia, when there is trouble in Congo, when there is trouble in South Sudan, we send our troops because we have a cardinal responsibility to be our brothers' keepers because we believe in Pan-Africanism.
The move was not only meant to promote peace outside Uganda, but also prevent unrest from coming into the country.
One of our international policies is to maintain regional peace. UPDF has been seen everywhere, and now they are even in Congo, where yesterday, the other day, people of Congo, the Congolese government actually, they recognized the efforts of UPDF as in creating and bringing back the peace in that country before the Pope, before the Holy Father Pope. So that one made me feel great as a citizen of Uganda.
I think it is a matter of working with different governments to ensure that they protect and provide peace and security within the region. Once DRC is not settled, Uganda will not settle. When you are in Somalia, don't think that when Somalia sneezes, Uganda will remain peaceful.
These are some of the reasons why Ugandans need to appreciate the role of the Uganda People's Defense Forces in promoting peace beyond Uganda.
So whereas we don't want to interfere in other people's affairs, where we are called upon as a country, because we now have the capacity to help, it is right and fair that we do so.
Uganda was a failed state. UPDF, NRA, UPDF liberated it. Now we are a strong, united country. We need the other African countries also to be free. So the performance, the participation of Africa, of UPDF in African liberation or stability is very strategic.
UPDF is a product of the National Resistance Army. It is a formation that oversaw an expanded struggle to usher in a new defense arrangement for Uganda. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Now, Innocent Odio, a boy without arms who sat PLE of 2022 and scored 15 aggregates, has got a Swedish donor. Anders Andersson viewed a story run on UBC TV last week and has promised a scholarship to Innocent Odio, who was a pupil at Akalo Comprehensive School in Lira. UBC met Anders Andersson at Kide Primary School in Kasangati, Wakiso District.
Innocent Odia, a 16-year-old without arms, was a pupil at Akalo Comprehensive Primary School in Lira. Odia scored 15 aggregates in the 2022 Primary Living Examination results released by UNEB recently. He requested support to continue with studies. Donors from Sweden, led by Anders Andersson, have pledged support to Odia to enable him join Senior 1 and further.
He had no hands. He wrote with a pen from his mouth. Of course, that's the kind of people we will support. Of course. They shouldn't be excluded in any way. That's exactly the people we support, same as the people here, or the kids here, same. No difference. I'm going to try to get him a scholarship.
Anders Andersson was at Kide Primary School in Kasangati, Wakiso District, receiving part of the 400 learners to benefit in the program of paying school fees at this pilot school. The proprietor of the school, Zephania Chiza Seninde, hailed the donors for the support to the underprivileged learners.
He has done the same Nakasaki schools. He has already given out assistance to those schools. So if we are the first in this program, though those people are being assisted and others are being solicited in the public, no problem. Don't.
Meanwhile, the beginning of the first term 2023, many schools are still experiencing low turn-up of learners. At Mityana Modern Senior Secondary School in Mityana Municipality, the school administration has installed CCTV cameras to monitor homosexuality and drug abuse.
We have strengthened our security system. As we talk now, we are installing CCTV cameras all around the school, the O-level wing and the A-level wing, and then eventually we shall install cameras, the girls and their hostels. At the same time, we have retrained our security officers at the gate.
The head teacher also appealed to government for the reduction of taxes for private schools.
State House Comptroller Jane Bareche has tasked the NRM party coordinators across the country to sensitize people at the grassroots to embrace government programs intended to fight poverty. She was meeting NRM party coordinators in Kampala.
Over 100 NRM party coordinators across the country gathered in Kampala for the third-day sensitization meeting, which focused on improving their performance at the village level. State House Comptroller Jane Bareche says leaders at the grassroots need to appreciate government's policy of alleviating household poverty.
To pass on a message to all Ugandans, a message from the head of state, a message from the chairman, a message that he has always passed to Ugandans. Maybe you didn't capture it, maybe you captured it, of transforming the economy.
Bareche advised them to concentrate on identifying people's needs and finding solution.
Go and mediate between them very well. Where you find the conflict, and it doesn't necessarily need you to bring it to high authorities, sit into them, talk to them, unite them. Create peace in two communities.
The senior presidential advisor on political matters, Hajati Hadija Namialo, said that they must achieve what President Museveni promised people during the election.
Guidelines that the national chairman wants us to follow. We don't want to do things our own way. We have guidelines from our national chairman and the core principles that he's following, and he wants us to execute on the ground.
She warned them against corruption as they execute their mandates. Nafka Farida and Joseph Moyengo.
To the Court of Law now, where the Court of Appeal has commenced hearing or process of the matter where 19 women under their umbrella body of Women for Peace are seeking compensation after claiming to have been beaten by state operatives. Now, this follows the dismissal of the civil suits against the state and state operatives, where they cited torture and brutality inflicted on them during a demonstration march to the Electoral Commission here in Kampala.
We are the Ugandans. Yeah. We are never.
19 appellants under their umbrella body Women for Peace, among others Ingrid Tuinawe, Marcia Liz Lillian, Karuru Lecho, Aida Namukwaya, have appeared at the Court of Appeal before Chief Regis Orian Buchana for the hearing of the case against the state and state operatives.
So we took them to court, and those were Grace Tuyagmanawe, Moses Kafero, Grace Akuro, Judith Nabakoba, Muya Immaculate, Akero Jennifer, Adero Sarah, Soita Peter, Achen Gladys.
In this civil appeal, the appellants alleged that they were violently and brutally tortured by the government and police operatives as they were peacefully marching to the Electoral Commission in Kampala to deliver judgment.
We peacefully marched to the Electoral Commission with our petition. We did not expect what happened to us. We reached the gate. They refused us to enter. We requested the Askaris to help us and deliver our document to the chairman. So as we were waiting for the feedback, we were attacked. We were beaten. Dogs were set onto us. They started chasing us and biting us. We were thrown on the road, the busy Ginger Road. Some of us were knocked by the speeding cars, which we couldn't trace up to now. Then we were tear gassed, pepper sprayed. That is the first time Uganda saw the colored tear gas.
In court, their lawyer John Bosco Chitenda, the appellants prayed to court for an adjournment, contending that the respondents were absent in court. Court of Appeal Regis Ryan Buchana set 13th of April 2023 formation of the case.
On 13th April at midday.
The appellants say they seek justice and compensation from this court for the damages caused by the state operatives since some of their colleagues lost lives.
We are not happy. We are now grandmothers, but we shall never give up. We need justice. And as I'm talking now, my court also of civil suit is this week. I've also sued the government on the same thing. What the government wants is not to see us live.
We are here after so many years. They have called us back to come and secure that justice. And it's our prayer that we will definitely get the justice because that's what we want.
In another development, the International Crimes Division Court in Kololo has said that on 8th of February 2023 to proceed with the pre-trial hearing of the case, where 8 people are accused for the attempted murder of John Katumba Wamala, murder of his daughter Brenda Nantongo, and driver Haruna Kayondo. This followed the absence of the accused persons in court, which forced the accused lawyer Geoffrey Musima to pray for an adjournment. The 8 accused persons in the attempted murder of John Katumba Wamala, murder of his daughter and driver, include Selubula Hussein, Yusuf Nyanzi, Kagugube Muhammad, Wahab Kamada, Ayub Sambira, Abdulaziz Ramadan, Akim Ramadan, and Wampa Kuzaifa, Rebecca Nantongo, Susan Nabugude, UBC News.
National Unity Platform Opposition Political Party is backing Alliance for National Transformation ANT candidate Alice Alaso in the Serere Member of Parliament by-election. A NUP spokesperson Joel Senyonyi says NUP had 2 candidates who expressed interest in the election but are promoting the strategy of united forces of change to come together as the opposition.
2 candidates who had expressed interest to contest for the position of Member of Parliament in Serere by-election under National Unity Platform Party have stepped down for the candidate of Alliance for National Transformation Party, Alice Alaso. Joel Obore says as the opposition, they are fighting for a common cause, which is change. While Jerry Okello says Alaso is one of the senior politicians he believes will do better.
The efforts the party has done because we are all fighting for one goal, sure that we build a better and a new Uganda. To my supporters in Serere, we've decided that we are all going to rally behind Alaso to give support to any other person rather than Alice Alaso, because Honorable Alice Alaso of ANT is one of those candidates, is one of those senior politicians that we believe that even if I was given the position, still she can do it better than us. So we believe by supporting her, we are creating unity.
NUP backs Alice Alaso to promote opposition strategy of united forces for change and also fight for electoral justice.
We keep making every effort to come together. And so we are going to Serere as the National Unity Platform to support the Honorable Alice Alaso, who is the flag bearer of Alliance for National Transformation, ANT. It is what leadership calls for, that sometimes you lie a little for the bigger good, for the bigger cause.
We are doing this to show maturity in leadership, to show that we believe in the unity of the people of Uganda, to show that we don't just want to participate in this election just for the sake of it. We want to have results from this election.
Meanwhile, National Unity Platform has asked government to ensure that people abducted are produced to court within 48 hours. I'm Navka Farida and Stephen Kalisia at Kamucha.
Ministry
Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, in partnership with UNDP, will host the launch of the 2021 Poverty Status Report under the theme Jobs, Informality and Poverty in Uganda, Insights on Performance Before and During COVID-19 on Thursday 9th February 2023 at Imperial Real Hotel, Kampala, starting at 8 a.m. The guest of honor will be Honorable Matia Kasaija, Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development. This report explores Uganda's structural transformation agenda, which is hinged on transforming the livelihoods of households from low to high productivity activities and sectors, while minimizing vulnerabilities to poverty. The event will be hybrid with in-person attendance by invitation and strictly following COVID-19 SOPs. All other participants are invited to join via Zoom, YouTube, and live broadcast.
Are you tired of high fees and slow transfer time when sending money? Look no further. Airtel Money is here to revolutionize the way you move your money. We have revised our rates, and now sending money from Airtel to other networks in Uganda, East Africa, and to the rest of the world has never been more affordable. Plus, you can trust Airtel Money to get your money where it needs to go quickly and safely. Simply dial *185# and start sending money. Switch to Airtel Money today and experience unbeatable rates and top-notch services for all your local and international money transfer needs. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Welcome back from that break, and this is news here on UBC TV. Let's have a look now at what's happening in the latest in business. Innovators have cited lack of resources and financial support as impediments to their sector. However, government has pledged support. They raised the concerns during the 2023 Innovation Expo organized by Appropriate Technologies in Kampala.
Events are organized to discover new innovators through technology. At the closure of the 2023 Expo organized by Appropriate Technologies, Dr. William Bazeyo, a professor of occupational medicine at Makerere University College of Health Sciences, School of Public Health, said Uganda must commercialize its innovations.
Commercializing our innovations. We have the innovations, and as you walked around in these 3 days, there are many innovations that are actually mature, ready for commercialization. I'd like to thank the innovators for not keeping your brains to yourself.
The head Appropriate Technologies, Asha Blake Nantege, appreciates the relevance of technology and innovation in economic development.
I also urge you that you try to make your technologies a little bit mechanized to reduce the manual processes such that you even attract a bigger user population.
But exhibitors decry limited resources as a stumbling block in the sector.
Sometimes we make things and they are not bought simply because what we make is being imported, or similar technologies, not necessarily what we make, but similar technologies are being imported. I think if the government discouraged research, would have a better market for the technologies that we make. Because the idea is not just about innovating, we need to commercialize what we innovate.
The commissioner from the Ministry of Water and Environment, Joseph Epitu, says technology and innovation, challenges of land and environment degradation will be addressed. I'm Navka Farida and Ivan Joko in Kampala.
Junior Achievement Uganda, in partnership with Zay Zurich Foundation and the Ministry of Education and Sports, have launched a social equity project. The initiative aims at mentoring and empowering youth with skills to enter the workforce.
The 3-day Entrepreneurship and Leadership Junior Achievers Bootcamp, culminating into a 3-month mentorship and coaching session, is aimed at creating a positive change in the lives of over 10,000 youth across the country through entrepreneurship.
We're looking at youth that were probably affected by the pandemic, out of school for reasons here and there, weren't able to go back. Those that are in vocational institutions, maybe trying to learn a skill here and there.
Entrepreneurship has long been a conduit for change in the social and economic well-being of communities in Uganda. The adoption of soft skills is essential in helping youth become innovative job creators and well-qualified job seekers.
Gone are the days that we used to study for purpose of passing. But the question is, what is the child able to do? What is that you are able to do with your own hands? And now we are talking of unemployment. To us, that is the very biggest concern now. Now, if we say we are unemployed, what is it that we are going to do to ensure that we fight the unemployment?
Value addition and mindset change are emphasized for the development of financial independence and literacy.
Financial literacy has been our biggest concern. People go to school, they don't know that you have to look for a job to earn a living. But somebody is not trained on how to begin earning. How do you earn? How do you spend? How do you save? And how do you donate? We have very many people who are in dire need. But the moment we help each other, then we shall develop together.
The Social Equity Project will be implemented in the districts of Kampala, Mbale, Jinja and Gulu. Charlotte Amuge and Dan Lugemwa for UBC News.
Kampala Capital City Authority's Nuts Department has dispatched over 50,000 chicks to Nakawa poultry farmers to boost household income in urban areas. The first batch of over 22,000 chicks has been disbursed to 129 farmers at St. Luke Ntinda Church of Uganda with a caution note to sell off the young chicks.
And them chicken, and we are going to have about 129 beneficiaries of this program. And the appeal of the minister is this, that we do not sell, because the experience that we have had in the past is that you give chicken to people, as soon as you leave the venue, somebody is waiting outside the venue to buy this chicken. We shall arrest you. And they have added value to their products. Then it should come out and subsidize them in terms of communicating, for example, with RSB, communicating with UNPS, have satisfaction for their products, to attain international and regional markets for their products. Wabula teche tugenda okola tugenda okweyongera okakasa tubakaka okuva mu bwavu. Soko eziramba dembagamba begendereze.
Sports news now, and Rob Walker, a renowned British sports commentator and a friend of Uganda, is in the country for an 11-day visit. The veteran sports journalist has been invited as a guest of Uganda by the Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, as we hear in this story.
It is the third time that Rob Walker is in the country, having first visited the Pearl of Africa in 2005. Unlike the previous visits, which were work-related, this time round he is a visitor of the state.
Rob has been an ambassador to Uganda before anyone told him to be so. That's the truth. So we are just encouraging him to continue doing it for us. We didn't pay him before. We don't pay him for this visit, and we don't intend to. He has done this out of passion. And I think from what he said, if you heard well, and I want to thank you for being one of the champions to do with this, trying to change the global perspective about Africa and Uganda as a whole.
As a country, we would like to thank you so much for what you did to us during the Olympics in Japan. We will remain indebted to you as a sports subsector.
Walker's itinerary will include public speeches, TV interviews, tourism, education and athletics discussions.
As we have Rob, we love you very much. Thank you very much. Ugandans are so much in love with you as much as you are in love with Uganda. So once again, on behalf of Uganda Tourism Boards, we welcome you.
If someone had said to me, when I first discovered Uganda back in 2005, as all Mzungu do, going overland touring around that I would one day be invited back as a guest of the government, I wouldn't have believed you. I never say things I don't mean in commentary. I think commentary should come from the heart, and it should just be instinctive passion. And so when I said all those things about Uganda, I meant it.
The veteran British sports journalist who has covered sports such as boxing, football, tennis and athletics is famous in Uganda for using the global athletics arena to market Destination Uganda, a country he is not shy to praise for its beauty and hospitality.
World Championships, every Olympic Games, those iconic vests and that name of Uganda is being shown literally all around the world. And it's adding a twist of intrigue to the great rivalry that's been established on either side of the Rift Valley between the Kenyans and the Ethiopians. Now the Ugandans are in that conversation for dominance and for brilliance. So you should really savour this time, because athletes like Joshua Cheptegei and Jacob Kiplimo come around once in a generation.
During a 20-year TV career, which includes 7 Summer and Winter Olympic Games and 5 Summer and Paralympic Games, Rob Walker has contributed to and has been part of some of the world sport's most memorable moments. Dennis Igor for UBC News.
Glad to have Rob Walker as a friend of Uganda. Now, Ugandans now know the 40-bit real stars for the month of January. Now, this after the awards ceremony hosted at the Route 256 in Lugogo.
Athletes from cricket, boxing, pool, motocross and rugby have received reward from 40-bit real stars for their displays from the last month. Cricket player Ronald Lutaya, pool icon Rashida Mutesi, motocross ace Walid Omar, boxer Shadil Musawoji and Impis rugby club player Henry Nsekuye were those on the podium.
I'm happy actually that the month has started well for me and my side as well, Makere Impis rugby club. So I'm pretty excited about it.
The awards Chief Executive Officer Isaac Mukasa is optimistic 2023 will see the awards grow to a larger scale.
2023 we want to see like we are giving over 10 disciplines. Unfortunately, we've not yet reached there. I don't know why some disciplines are still lazy, they're not doing well, but at least we wanted to see by the end of this year we have more than 10 disciplines coming on board. Then maybe as you approach 2024, we want to see them regional now, crossing borders from Uganda to East Africa. 2025, you never know, you might go continental.
These awards have been a mainstay for a while and have in partnership with others like Jude Color Solutions been a catalyst for better performances. John Burns, Centum, UBC News.
And lastly, Mandela Group of companies have launched this year's edition of the Desert Challenge. Now, this challenge is a fun-filled activity that includes car driven in sand and happens in Dubai.
Challenger, which in Uganda is a brainchild of Mandela Group of companies, is back. It happens annually in Dubai, but courtesy of Mandela Group of companies has over the years involved Ugandans.
You do service, you immediately get a coupon that will give you an opportunity to enter the draw. Draws will be done every month. 3 people will win every month for 6 months. That is 18 people will qualify by the end of the period of 6 months.
The challenge was launched on the occasion of a visit by Mandela Group of companies partners, ADNOC and Bush.
ADNOC manufactures lubricants that are suitable for the end user. For example, whether your vehicle is brand new or old, ADNOC has the quality of lubricants that is suitable for that category.
You heard in the last presentation there are some things going on in Europe which will be with you in a few years.
Apart from being the #1 quality products in Bosch producing #1 quality products, they are also price friendly.
We see the same also in Tanzania. So I think that this part of Africa in the next years the population of European vehicle will grow. And Bosch, I think, has the correct product portfolio to supply you with a proper solution.
It was hosted at the Mandela Group of Companies Kamocha base and was fun-filled with many winners walking away with goodies.
Brings us to this first edition of News Tonight here on UBC TV. Thank you so much for having kept us company. On sign language, it has been Mogalo Mohammed, and I am Rukidi Edward. Kiijanangoma. We'll see you at 10.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development in partnership with UNDP.